Alright, so we've managed to get our hands on the OnePlus 9 Pro and use it for quite some time. While it is technically an older flagship, it's undeniable that the phone still packs some power. So for this video, I just want to share some of my thoughts regarding the OnePlus 9 Pro in 2022. Let's get started. Now, it's been more than a year since the launch of this phone, and in that amount of time we've seen a lot of new hardware from OnePlus, which includes a lot of new smartphones like the current flagship OnePlus 10 Pro. Now, while the 9 Pro is an older device of sorts at this point, it's still packed with some impressive specs and features, which we're going to take a look at today. Now, I'm not going to lay out all the bells and whistles, as this phone has been talked about endlessly since its launch. So I just want to point out some key highlights of this device based on my time with it. Now, if you guys want to check out the OnePlus 9 Pro, there will be links in the description below, as well as links to our other videos here on Team VRY. With that said, let's get to the video. If there's ever one big reason to get the OnePlus 9 Pro, it would be the hardware. OnePlus has packed a lot of great components into this device, like the high-resolution 6.7-inch AMOLED display, which looks bright and fluid thanks to the vibrant colors and 120Hz refresh rate. It also comes with Gorilla Glass 5 protection and even an in-display fingerprint sensor, which is fast and responsive. Given that our main method of interaction with our smartphones is through the touchscreen, I think that OnePlus really nailed the display quality on the 9 Pro, and it still shows its worth even in 2022. I guess one issue that I do have is the curved display, which in my opinion doesn't add anything substantial in terms of using the phone. It's a minor complaint though, but it will be a subjective matter for different users. Another major hardware highlight of the phone is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 chipset inside, which I gotta say is one of the best Snapdragon chips I've used. To be honest, it's not too surprising given that it's been used for a ton of different flagship phones, but even in this day and age, it is still a capable chipset. Of course, there will be some performance differences when compared to the newer Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, but overall the 888 inside the 9 Pro does a great job. Daily usage like web browsing, video streaming, and even gaming are easily handled by the phone. And even the base model that we had here with 8 gigs of RAM had no trouble with performance thanks to the chipset. Now, all this internal hardware is wrapped up in a great looking package which just looks premium all over. I think that when it comes to flagship devices, the 9 Pro has one of the best looking designs ever, with the matte back on the black version, metal sides, and an overall sleek design. It does feel sturdy, although I wouldn't go dropping it on account of the glass front and back. In terms of camera hardware, the OnePlus 9 Pro was heavily advertised as having impressive imaging capabilities, courtesy of veteran camera brand Hasselblad. Now, a lot of hype was pushed into this partnership as OnePlus really wanted to market the phone as a go-to camera smartphone, rivaling the likes of Apple and Google's offerings. With that said, the 9 Pro's quad camera setup certainly managed to provide some great looking photos, and personally I was impressed, especially considering the fact that I've pretty much gotten used to the computational photography found in Google's Pixel phones. While I still lean towards the overall image quality and tone of Google's Pixel phones, there's no doubt that the 9 Pro's cameras are still a force to be reckoned with. And if you're after a good camera phone, then the 9 Pro is definitely worth looking into. Perhaps one consideration to take note of when deciding to buy the OnePlus 9 Pro in 2022 is the software. It's no secret that OnePlus has gone through a lot of changes in the past few years, especially with regards to how it handles its smartphone division. There's been a lot of talks about merging with its BBK sister company Oppo, and as a result, this has affected its hardware and software. And die-hard fans aren't exactly happy with the changes made to Oxygen OS, now that it's incorporated a lot of software elements from Oppo's Color OS. On one hand, I do like the level of customization that we get with Oxygen OS, as well as the fact that we finally got an Android 12 for the 9 Pro. I didn't feel the need to use a launcher since I was able to tweak a lot of visual elements, and it's a very versatile Android skin when it comes to UI flexibility. However, I still have some complaints. For one, there are minor bugs when using the 9 Pro, and even small stuff like the multitask menu would not work as intended, and sometimes the monthly Android updates can take a while before rolling out for the device. Of course, different users will have different experiences based on usage, but these are some of the things that I've experienced during my time with the device. In closing, it is absolutely clear that the OnePlus 9 Pro is a powerful phone, especially from a hardware perspective. Android users looking for a device with good performance should find a lot to love about this device, like the processing power and the camera quality, and as far as premium phones go, I still think it manages to hold its own. However, it's pretty clear that hardcore OnePlus fans might not love everything about this phone, which I think is understandable if they expect the same kind of dedication and quality from the brand when it first started. OnePlus has certainly changed a lot, and the 9 Pro is evidence of that. Now, let me know your thoughts on the OnePlus 9 Pro. Would you get a phone like this in 2022, or do you think that it's time to move away from the brand? Don't forget to check out our other videos here on Team VRY. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.